The man carefully placed the stone meant to honor the dead. Then he scattered red powder, symbolizing rebirth, off the edge of the cliff. He did all this in hopes of letting his son, who he believed had fallen to his death, rest in peace. But what the man didn't know was that his son had plummeted to the bottom. Instead, the boy had landed on a narrow ledge halfway down the cliff, miraculously surviving the fall. Just as the boy lay unconscious, a hungry vulture caught the scent of blood and swooped in. Without hesitation, the bird began pecking at him. The sharp pain jolted the boy awake. In a panic, he grabbed the vulture by the neck and hurled it off the cliff. Relieved to have fought off the predator, the boy quickly realized he wasn't safe at all. He was still hanging high above a deadly drop. His desperate cries for help echoed into the empty wilderness, but no one came. Alone in the remote mountains, the boy knew it was only a matter of time before hunger or thirst claimed him. Then, an idea struck. He decided to carefully climb downward, inch by inch. The cliff was nearly vertical, and one wrong move almost sent him plummeting. But he managed to catch himself in a crack in the rocks just in time. Now dangling in midair, the situation became even more dire. He was stuck, with nowhere to go. And to make things worse, dark clouds gathered overhead. Moments later, a torrential downpour began. The rain poured down the cliff face, turning the rocks into a slick, deadly slide. One slip, and he'd be gone. Looking down, the boy noticed the rainwater had started forming a river below. A plan formed in his mind. If the water got deep enough, at least 5 meters, he might survive the jump. But he was running out of strength. His fingers were slipping. Though he wanted to leap, he knew it wasn't time yet. Driven by a powerful will to live, the boy pushed past his limits and clung to the cliffside for another 2 hours. Finally, the water below reached the depth he needed. He let go. The boy plunged down and blacked out. When he came to, he was lying on the riverbank, bruised, soaked, but alive. However, he soon realized his left foot was broken from the impact. Parched and on the edge of collapse, he crawled to a muddy puddle and gulped down water. Then he dug up a worm to eat, desperate for any energy he could get. After quenching his thirst and calming his hunger, he removed his shoe to inspect the injury. If he didn't treat it soon, he'd end up crippled. So, gritting his teeth, he wedged his foot between 2 rocks and forced the dislocated bone back into place. He wrapped it as best as he could for support, then started limping forward. But he hadn't gotten far when a terrifying howl echoed through the mountains. A pack of wild wolves had appeared on a nearby slope. Panic surged through him. He dragged his injured leg, trying to flee as fast as possible. Unfortunately, the wolves caught up. Just as he tried to climb a tree, one wolf sank its teeth into his injured leg. In a flash, the boy pulled out a short knife and stabbed the wolf. The wounded animal collapsed, giving the boy just enough time to scramble to safety. Clinging to the top of the tree, he looked down. The rest of the pack refused to leave, circling the tree for an entire day and night. By morning, they finally dispersed, except for one injured gray wolf who remained behind. The boy climbed down, gripping a wooden stick, ready to finish off the predator. But as he approached, he heard the wolf let out a weak, sorrowful whimper. Something in the boy's heart softened.